Hello and welcome back SciTi Tech. In this video I'm going to show you to make a DIY 3D printed ring light with using a few simple parts. Let's get started. And these are the items you're going to need to make for this project. The items you're going to need: a 3D printed ring light housing, which can friction fit to this lens hood. And this lens hood can attach to the lens of this camera. And you're also going to need a 12-volt LED light strand, which can fit inside of the inner ring of this ring light housing. You're also going to need a buck converter, which will step down 18 volts from these two 9-volt batteries to step it down to 12 volts to power the LED strand. And you're also going to need two 9-volt battery clips and a push-button lock switch. And you're also going to need some neodymium magnets. Now let's go ahead and assemble this project and let's get started. First, solder 10 the positive and negative lead of this LED light strand. Next, solder a red wire which represents positive and a black wire which represents negative. And then take the two wires and put them through this hole of the housing. Pull it through. And now adjust the LEDs in place. Remove the paper that's on the back of the LEDs, which will reveal the sticky adhesive. Press it down firmly onto the ring light housing. And go around the perimeter of the inner ring of the housing. Press it down firmly to make sure it sticks in place. And there, it should look just like this. Next, I'm going to take the buck converter, and if you flip it over, you can see what the input and output is. Take the negative LEDs and connect it to the negative output. Clamp it down, solder it into place. Cut off the excess. And now take the positive from the LEDs and connect it to the positive output. Solder it into place. Cut off the excess. Next, I'm going to take the push button lock switch. Place one of the pins into the positive input, and then solder it into place. Solder in the second lead of the push button lock switch. And there, it should look just like this. Next, I'm going to take the two 9-volt battery clips, take a shrink tube, place it over the negative wire, push it down for later. And now take the positive wire and solder it to the negative wire to create a series circuit. Take the shrink tube and cover up the exposed wire. Shrink it. And there, it should look just like this. Next, I'm going to take the negative wire and solder it to the push button lock switch. And now take the positive wire and put it into the positive input. Solder it into place. And there, the circuit is now complete. Now let's go test it out by taking the 9-volt batteries, plug them in, push the button, and there, the LED lights light up. The LEDs are much brighter in person, but using this camera, it has auto exposure set, which means it prevents the LEDs from looking very bright on camera. Next, I'm going to go and take the housing, turn it over. I want to figure out the position of where the batteries and the buck converter needs to go, and of course where all the wires need to go. Bunch it up together, just like this. So far this looks good. Next, take some hot glue and glue down the buck converter. Hold it down, wait for it to solidify. And now take some more hot glue to glue down the wires. And there, the wire is now glued into place. And now let's go ahead and take some neodymium magnets and place it onto the 9-volt batteries. Put about 6 magnets on each battery. And it should look just like this. Next, take some hot glue and put a small amount of hot glue on top of each magnet. And Now turn the batteries over and glue the magnets into place. Wait for it to solidify. Once that's done, you can lift up the 9-volt batteries, and as you can see, the neodymium magnets are glued to the housing, and now you can be able to remove the batteries, and whenever you need to change the batteries, you can be able to replace them easily. And when you shake the device, you can see that the 9-volt batteries don't move. And there, everything is nice and solid. And there you have it, the project is now complete. Next, I'm going to take the lens hood, place it inside, just like this. Press it in, so that way I can have a friction fit. By it being a friction fit, you can see that the LED light housing stays in place. And it doesn't move. And now let's go ahead and attach it to the camera lens. Place it on, screw it into place. And there, stays on nice and strong. And there you have it, the project is now complete. Let's go ahead and test it out. Push the button, and you can see that it lights up. What's good about this device is that it lights up everywhere and it minimizes lens flares and shadows. Now let's go ahead and test out camera footage and see how this looks on the camera. Everything is very dark on camera, but as soon as I turn the light on, it lights up everything. As you can see, it lights up everything and you can see everything a lot better. And as you can see, it works. Now let's see how this looks like at night. It's nighttime in my workshop and you can't see anything. And as you can see, it lights up very well. Now let's go make another test and see how this works outside in the dark. You can see that it lights up pretty well, but it doesn't light up very far. It only works if you come up close to something. This is approximately 2 meters or about 6 feet. As you approach something close, it will light up. And there you have it. Now you know how to make your very own DIY 3D printed ring light with using a few simple parts. Thank you for watching Sci-Fi Tech. I hope you learned something new, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and of course click on the bell icon to be notified of future Sci-Fi Tech videos. To the next tech, goodbye.